tumefika, tunasema story yetu. Shule yetu tumefika, tusemezane. My first day into my boarding school was a total shock. The school is not a school. In this school, there is no difference between the students and the villagers. Here, I am the youngest, as most of the students are of the same age as the teachers. In fact, some of the students have more children than the teachers. But that was not my problem. My problem was the dining hall. At our dining hall, balanced that was a rumor that must be told. This is that story that you must sit tightly and listen. The story of my confession. Oh yeah, you tell me what? Into my boarding school, we eat githeri every day. Our githeri is very straight. The ratio of the mixture is 1 bean seed to 2 grains of maize to 5 kilograms of stones. As a Form 1 student with ambitions to one day have a stomach beginning from here and ends from there, just like that of a senator, I could not survive 2 more years in this school under these conditions. And so, last week, I drafted a letter demanding for immediate changes in the school diet. On Friday morning, while everybody was on parade, I sneaked into the principal's office. Which I noticed he does not close when going to parade, and delivered this letter on his desk. While in the principal's office, I saw something that shocked me. On his desk lay an internal memo addressed to the head cook of the school. I quickly unfolded it. It read, "Dear head cook, stop spreading diabetes to our students. Reduce the amount of sugar in the morning tea. If you don't, things will be messy, noisy, and you will be the casualty." You see, the composition of tea in our school was always in this ratio. 5 milliliters of milk to 20 liters of water to 1 gram of sugar. Reducing the amount of sugar is an insult to my appetite. And so, because of that memo, I had an election in my head and decided to withdraw my demands. I also decided to take immediate action. Inside that dormitory where I sleep lay the plan. But the plan would not be complete without the input of our laboratory prefect, a boy called Wamilianga.
All it needed to convince me was only 5 loaves of bread, 3 kangaroos, and 2 avocados. Because that plan was good.
Together with Wamilianga, we composed this particular song to cement our unity. Ebu Wamilianga, utanikueleze, tukisikizana, utakula sembe.
Together, we formed the indomitable team.
Just after supper,
After eating our githeri, full of weevils and stones, our anger accessed new inspiration.
while evening preps was going on, we sneaked into the chemistry laboratories.
At the laboratory, we stole 2 matchboxes and 2 portable Bunsen burners.
And tucked them under our arms, then tiptoed to the Form 1 dormitories.
rape classes rap.
From under the beds, we could hear the furious sounds of students as they rushed heading to sleep.
As they streamed into the dormitories, some were chatting with excitement.
Others were laughing with contentment.
While others simply looked like sleeping bags.
One particular Form 1, twice the size of a goat, and half the size of a pig, pulled out his going into his bed. He fell on it.
Instantly, he started snoring like a diesel engine generator.
Ba 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 ba! Ligi ba ba! Boo 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 boo!
Hey!
By midnight, we could sense that every student was asleep.
We signaled each other by reaching for matchboxes.
At the far end of the dormitory was a pile of
We
mattresses.
crept there stealthily with our bus and banners in hand.
We did not waste time. We struck the mattress
Turned on the banners
and lit up the pile of mattresses.
quickly. We rushed out of the building shouting,
Fire! 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 Fire!
Fire!
A loud bang was heard, and billows of smoke occupied the air.
As Form 1 students screamed and shouted as they jumped from their beds, scampering for safety.
Some students had to knock windows down for exit, since most of the windows had metallic grills.
We watched in horror as the Form 1 student, who was snoring like a generator, struggled to get out of the hostel through the metallic grills.
Choking voices could be heard from the middle of the smoke.
Several voices shrilled as the air was filled with calls for help.
And feelings of tension
Terror and torture.
It was then that it hit our minds. What we were seeing was worse than anything we had ever seen.
As crowds gathered, Marty, let any Marty, we joined them.
And went back to evacuate the students still stuck in the
We
fire.
tried to use the back door, but the smoke was too dominant.
We tried to go through the window, but the metallic grills were too
It
far.
was then that we decided to use the congested front door.
But before we could get in, a hand pulled us
The
back.
firefighters had arrived.
In a short while, the flames of the fire were a distant truth.
Tears filled our eyes as the firefighters pushed through the rubbles and wreckages with injured students
Unconscious students.
and even lifeless students.
This was not what we had expected.
We just wanted to scare the school administration a little.
Just
a little.
Please, people, I know you hate us by now, but forgive us.
But if you won't forgive us, we will just understand.
This juvenile correction center is now our new home.
And inside here, we eat githeri every day.
But as we eat githeri every day, let every student know that eating githeri every day cannot make
And
you
will never make you a githeri man. And should never be substituted. And should never be substituted for human life.
Tusamehe, 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 tusamehe.